What is up, guys, and welcome back to another live stream here on the channel. Let's wait for everybody to join in. I think YouTube is still lagging behind, but we're gonna get underway very shortly and yeah, just dive into it all. So give you guys a few more minutes just to tune in. Let me know how everybody is doing today and where you're tuning in from, and yeah, let's get it kicked off. What's up, guys? Can you hear me loud and clear? Let me know in the chat. Hope everybody can hear me loud and clear. Loud and clear. Roger that. Let's go. Stream has started. What's up, guys? Let me know where you're tuning in from. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Yeah, great one, Rutger. Let's check GP Swiss. Some potential shorts on the radar. Hope everybody had an amazing weekend this last few days. Yeah, for myself, it was pretty chilled one. Just mainly backtesting. Had an amazing backtesting session yesterday, actually, inside Discord with all the people. I think around 50 people. We didn't really announce it, just did one, and yeah, super good to see everyone there. So some good backtesting on GPUSD. For the rest, just chilling, getting in some rest. You know, that's what I really use the weekends for. A little bit of back testing, but mainly also just yeah, just to get back to myself, because it was a pretty heavy week. Not gonna lie, if you guys were in Discord, you know that there were a lot of trades taken, and with heavy I don't mean like in a negative way, I mean in a good way actually. But when you have like so many emotions flowing because you're in a trade every single day, we were in a trade I think every single day, you know, it can be pretty heavy on the head. So it's then very important that you really rest, because again, trading is a really emotional game, guys. So just keep that in mind. You really need to recharge from trading sometimes, just because, I mean, the mental stress that you put on yourself, it's pretty crazy, you know. But yeah, super happy that everyone is in for today. Yeah, the backtesting session was great, Siraj. Glad you were there as well. But yeah, I hope everybody again can hear me loud and clear. I hope the background music is perfect as well. Then what I'm gonna do is, first of all, because this is the direct trade that we actually have on watch at the moment, and then we're gonna dive into the major dollar pairs. Okay, what are your main reasons to backtest? To be honest, Chris, that's a good question. Just before we dive in, because we were talking about the backtesting anyway, to be honest, I don't really put too much weight on backtesting itself, just because again, it's such a fixed environment. It's never gonna be one-on-one with your live trading. What I find much more important is doing the live trades, really being in the live markets, experiencing that, and then getting those experiences translated into ideas that you share within a community like the one that we have. Discord link description down below, but join there, share those ideas that you see on a daily basis, and then learn from that. That is how I personally as well made the most progress in my trading career. It's because I was every single day recording these daily market outlooks. You can look back, I have them from 4 years ago on this channel actually. I used to trade very differently, not necessarily very differently, but again, I used supply and demand and everything, but the entries, they always evolved over time. And that's just purely because I was sharing my ideas, I was getting feedback, I got people asking me questions like, why do you trade like this? Why did you take this entry? And it put my mind to thought, you know? So yeah, that really helped me, and I would advise everyone to do that. So don't focus too much on the backtesting. It's like never ever gonna be similar to yeah, what you experience for the backtesting. So let's have a look at GP Swiss, guys, because GP Swiss is the first setup that we're actually looking at for this week. So first of all, Rutger shared this one inside Discord. Again, make sure you're in there. A lot of value is being shared. Let's just do a naked breakdown, okay? And with naked breakdown, let's just take a naked chart, go all the way and do a nice top-down analysis to start off with. And by the way, in the meantime, Rutger is showing some source here in the chat, so make sure to read the chat as well, guys. In the meantime, what I'll do is I'm just going to drop a poll, if I can. I don't think pop out chat reactions timestamps. Somehow on today's live stream I cannot do a poll inside the chat because I wanted to do, let me see. No, I can't do a poll somehow. Okay, I guess the stream is glitching. Yo Mitchell, what's up? But in the meantime, what we'll just do is we're going to dive into what is going on GP Swiss, as that is kind of the main setup that we have on watch for the day ahead. Okay, so overall GP Swiss, we just start with the market structure. Okay, guys. So again, we're going to do it nice and mechanical. This is the main thing that I guess everybody wants to find out, right? When they get into trading, is that they want to understand, okay, Fab, what are the confluences? And by the way, you guys can always just call me Fab instead of Fabio. It's how most people call me. But what we want to look at are just 4 strict confluences, okay? And this is the main problem, and I think everybody in this stream can relate at the moment, is that the main issue that you're probably facing when it comes to your trading is that you don't have a fixed rule on how to enter and exit the market. Everybody's giving you these different, let's say, individual elements. They're giving you the supply and demand, they're giving you the liquidity, they're giving you the market structure, they're giving you Fibonacci, fair value gaps. Doesn't matter. All these confluences, they work, okay? Even trend lines, they can work. But what you're actually looking for is a fixed rule, like a mechanical blueprint that tells you exactly when to enter. So just watch this video yeah, just enjoy. So first, what you need is market structure, okay? So the first thing that we identify, obviously, is that the market was bullish in towards the highs, and we have now shifted into a bearish market, okay? So what you see, oh yeah, sorry guys, free should be supply and demand, very sharp on that one. Let me just adjust that real quick. So what we put in here is supply and demand. So what we're looking at, very simply said, is that we're going from a market that was bearish in towards the downside into a market that is bullish, okay? So this is the first market structure shift. What you see happening is you see the push up, you see the pullback, you see the push up, you see the pullback, and then you see another attempted push up to put in a new higher high. What happens? The market fails, right? We come into this demand zone over here. It was a very nice demand zone. There were definitely some longs to be taken over here. You had liquidity resting underneath this low, but the market eventually failed to put in a new higher high. So what happened next? What happened next is that the market flips bearish, in the sense that the highest high, which broke this low over here, is now your swing high, and this is now your swing low. All right, so let's just put the confluences over there. So this is now your swing low. So the next thing that I want to look at is, okay, first of all, we have market structure. What do we understand? We understand that the overall market structure went from a bullish market in towards the upside, now into a bearish market in towards the downside. So we're interested in looking for a potential short. That is number one when it comes to market structure, okay? Then second of all, what you're going to be looking for is obviously liquidity. So when it comes to, for example, again, anything can work. It's just my observations. When it comes to, for example, support and resistance, we can very clearly see that we have a key level of support, which then turns into resistance. Next to that, what do we have? We have clear trend line in towards the downside here. So a lot of trend line traders, what they're going to be looking for, especially if you go into like the lower time frame, you'll identify a very clear trend line in towards the downside. So for me, I don't use trend lines. What I just use them for is to identify liquidity. So what I see here on the daily time frame is that I have both an area of support and resistance, and I have a descending trend line. So these are both confluences for myself that I love to use in order to understand that there's liquidity being built up, okay? So we have liquidity being built up above what we call equal highs, and equal highs are just highs that come after one another, okay? So you have a high, then you have a lower high, then you have a lower high, then you have a lower high. So what's happening is that there's just liquidity being built up above this trend line. So we got a lot of liquidity, and we have also that support and resistance level. So a lot of people are looking to short in towards the downside. Where did they place their stop loss? They place it above pretty much like an obvious high, right? Above an obvious high or an obvious low, or below an obvious low, excuse me. So this is an obvious high. They got all the stop losses here, shorting here on some bearish confirmation. What happens? They go short, and then they put the stop loss where? Obviously either here, but most of the times I just put it above an obvious high. So then they get stopped out. So this is a good sign for us to take a potential short, because on the daily time frame we understand that liquidity has been grabbed. So we have the daily liquidity confluence. So again, if we just get this back, what do we have? We have a bearish market. Next to the fact that we have a bearish market, what do we have as well? We have liquidity. So we have liquidity, we have bearish market structure. Now what do you need next? You need an area of supply, because we're looking for shorts. So what do we have in this particular situation? We have daily level of supply. So what I have here is a very clean, as you can see, let's just take the entire zone. We have a very clean buy before the sell, right? So a buy before the sell is your area of supply. So we get the push up, boom, we get a straight push down. So what do we have? We have an area of supply. So we're looking for shorts from that supply zone. So again, if we just go back to the confluences, what we can see is that we have market structure, we have liquidity, we have supply. Now the fourth confluence that we need is PVD. So what is PVD? PVD is extremely simple, guys. It's just drawing in a fib and using the 0.5 fib retracement tool. So when it comes to PVD, you just want to draw in a zone on the 0.5 fib. Now in this particular situation, you can see the 0.5 fib is the perfect confluence, because you see straight away, as soon as you come in towards that 0.5 fib, you get kind of like an initial reaction. But what we do is that we just use it as another additional confluence. So we got all confluences because, again, we're trading above the 0.5 fib, meaning that we're inside premium, guys. We're inside premium. This is discount, this is premium. So you always want to be selling at a premium, you always want to be buying at a discount. Common sense. So to me, that makes sense that we're then looking for a potential short. So yeah, again, we're inside premium, we have supply, we have liquidity, we have market structure. So everything to me is showing that we're looking for a potential short. So now what I do is I go in towards the 4-hour time frame and I identify, okay, do we then have a potential short on our hands? And the good thing about this strategy is that it's universal, or it's fractal. And what I mean by that is that what you do on the daily, you also do on the 4-hour. It works in the exact same way. That's the beauty of it all. So what I'm now looking at, again, is, I'm just going to keep it nice and simple for you guys. What I'm looking at is, okay, what I see here is an overextended push in towards the highs. An overextended push. Then what do I see? I see an ascending correction. If you follow my videos for a long time, you know that I love this. We get an overextended move up, then we get an ascending correction, and an ascending correction is just an indication that the market is slowing down. Why is this? Because what happens in theory is that every single time you break a high, you retrace. You break a high, you retrace. So that means that bullish momentum is weak. The same was into the downside over here, where you get a descending correction, and a descending correction is bullish. Why is that? Because every single time you break a low, what happens? You retrace. You retrace. You retrace. You understand? Bearish momentum is weak. So there you can make a differentiation between like a bullish and a bearish market, and how to use the ascending and the descending correction. So here we have an overextended move, then an ascending correction, indicating that bullish momentum is weakened. Now, then what we want to look for, again, we want to look for a clear indication that we have all the other confluences which we love using. So the first confluence that I use, or that I like to use, is the fact that we had market structure shift. So again, we were bullish in towards the upside, so boom, 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 and then fill. So what do we have? We have a break of structure in towards the downside here. Then what do we have? We need an area of supply. So do we have the area of supply? Yes, we do. You can just take this entire zone, this entire buy before the sell. Again, a lot of people spend hours and hours on refining their areas of supply and their areas of demand, guys. But what you need to understand is that it doesn't matter if you use supply and demand or if you use fair value gaps. Because if you keep on using these things, the big problem, and the biggest problem that I see personally, is that the market can react to both. The market can react to an area of supply, but it also can react to an area of fair value gap, or it can even react to an area of support and resistance. So all these concepts, they work, and that's why people who trade all these different things, they all make money. But the biggest change that you can make as a person is understanding order flow. And order flow is just actually market structure, but then looking at it from a supply and demand perspective. And it's very simple. You just look at what we call the entire buy before a sell, or the entire sell before a buy. So the entire buy up before a sell that broke structure. So this to me indicates that this is just supply. So I'm looking at this whole thing as an area of supply, and then what I want to do is I just want to look, how do we react inside of that area of supply. So obviously here people would call this like a fair value gap. That's perfectly fine. We can indeed sell off from the fair value gap, or we sell off from this area of supply over here in towards the downside. Personally, I don't care. What I just care about is how we react to the over order flow. So then what I do is I go in towards, for example, the 1 hour time frame. Well, what do I identify on the 1 hour time frame? Well, very clear. Here we have liquidity, above these highs. So again, remember what I explained at the beginning of this video. We have equal highs. We have a high here, we have a high here, we have a high here. So you have liquidity, because here you can draw on a trend line. If you look at this from the 15-minute perspective, look, it will become a very clear trend line. You see? So again, what has happened? We've grabbed the liquidity above the first push down of that trend line down. Then what happens next? And I know it can look a little bit messy, guys, but I'm trying to delete these bloody lines. Let me go back to the 4-hour. So again, I understand I'm pushing down on the 1-hour time frame. I understand we took out liquidity above this high. So then the next thing you want to do is you want to look at a market structure shift to confirm that there is supply or there's a fair value gap that works. So what I see here is if we look at the individual candlesticks, we see this. So here I'm seeing the market structure shift. I see the push up, I see the push down, I see the push up. Then boom, we see the push down. We saw a pullback into what? Into this area of supply. And then what happens? Boom, straight away you sell off in towards the downside from that freshly created area of supply. So then, for example, you could take this 1-hour setup, for example, back down to the low over here, or you go into the 15-minute time frame. What do you see on the 15-minute time frame? Excuse me. We identify this as your refined area. There's a fly in my face. there's a refined area of supply. You enter on top of that, and then maybe you can get an even better entry, and then you target the lows over here. And then, for example, what I identify here is, again, like a trend line. We have an area of demand over here. This demand zone for me is not a valid demand zone. Why is that? Because there's no liquidity in the push up. Therefore, I know there's stop losses below the lows. So that's why I would target further downside here on GBP Swiss. So yeah, that's the breakdown on G Swiss. Yeah, hope you guys liked it. Obviously, there's not a 100% win rate, so no 100% guarantee that we're going to push in towards these lows. But from the whole analysis that I just did, it would make sense for GBP Swiss now to sell off. So that's the pound Swiss. And yeah, now let's dive into what everybody's looking at. So I understand there's a lot of questions about Euro USD, AUD USD, and gold. Euro USD, guys, at the moment, it's a Monday. Obviously, it's a very heavy week. If we just go into Forex calendar and look at what Forex Factory, what is going on for the week ahead, we can obviously see, okay, on Monday, which is today, in around, I think, 5 hours, we have red folder news as Powell's going to be speaking. Next to that, we have here at 4 p.m. on Tuesday. This is all Central Eastern time, by the way. Again, jolts and manufacturing. Wednesday, red folder with non-farm employment change. Then again, Thursday, ISM services. Then Friday, NFP. So it's a very heavy week for the dollar. So you need to be safe, and you need to stay a little bit safe and just be a little bit sure about what you take. For me, euro dollar at the moment, it's slightly unclear. You can see every single time you get a big push up, you get a big push down. Here, big push up, big push down, big push up, push down, push up, push down. So to me, this is more just, again, if you look at the daily time frame here, it's consolidating already since the 17th of September. I've tried longing it before with some success, but yeah, it's just a little bit too much of gambling. At the moment, daily fractal structure is bullish between the two blue lines. So I'm just sticking with longs for now, as the overall structure is also just bullish in towards the highs. I would be interested in getting in shorts if we can break this low over here. And that low over there is also like your 4-hour swing low. As you can see at the moment, the 4-hour structure is still bullish. So I'll just be looking for shorts only if we start breaking the lows, which would also be a daily fractal break, okay? And that would then confirm, for example, that we just grab liquidity above this high. This is more like a double top, and then we'll just sell off down lower, okay? But in order to look for shorts, I only need, I need bearish confirmation, excuse me. And therefore I would need to wait for a low break. Hugo Zimmer, good question, man. Potential shorts. Hope you're doing well, man. Hope you're doing well. You should come here on stream, Hugo. Hugo is a good friend of mine, guys. So in the meantime, what we're looking for on the other pairs, I know somebody was spamming Aussie dollar, so let's have a look at what Aussie dollar is doing. Aussie dollar is slow. I'm not gonna lie, it's slow. Aussie dollar is in a crucial spot, and I think a lot of you will agree with me when I say that, in the sense that it's at a swing high, guys. It's at a massive swing high. You can very, very, very clearly see over here, high, 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 right? They all try to take out, or this is like an obvious trend line over here, and we're trying to take out this swing high. So what has now happened? We took out the swing high, and straight away we saw like this immediate bearish reaction, right? With this candlestick over here. Let me just show it to you guys with this bearish candlestick over here, right? So let me just delete the zones for you guys real quick, just to keep it nice and clear. So what happened is, again, if we look at the trend of individual candlesticks, AUD USD has been absolutely beautiful in the sense that we get a push up in towards this high over here. We get the push down in towards this low. We get a push up in towards this high. We get a push down into the blue line. And now we've got another push up. So at the moment, if we look at the candlestick structure, yeah, I mean, it's very clear. This was the fractal high break over here. And at the moment we are still bullish. So very similar to euro dollar, the overall momentum is still in towards the upside. If you look at what the 4 hour has been doing, it has upside momentum, right? Like already since the lows over here, this is just big push up, pull back, big push up. So I'm not going to fight the trend and just go in towards the 4 hour time frame and just say or in towards the 1 hour, excuse me, and then look at, okay, what is this 1 hour trend doing? Okay, we're bullish. Let's say we break this low, short the whole thing in towards the downside. No, that would be not very smart in my opinion. We need confirmation. So what I would do at the moment is I would look here at the daily time frame and I would say, okay, if we can break the blue line here, then I would be definitely interested in those higher probability shorts. Or if you want to be a little bit more aggressive, perfect, fine, you can be that. Wait for a double break. So what you can see at the moment is that order flow is in control. And what I mean with order flow is that this is a sell before a buy. What you see, we come in, we push back out again. Sell before a buy. What happens? You extend the lines to the right. What you see, we come in, we push back out again. Now we're inside the sell before a buy, but you can see we're now at the high and we're stalling. Here you had a sell and then a strong buy out. You can see this bullish candlestick, it just flew out. So this to me means that this is a strong area of demand. Here for now, this sub for the buy over here, which is potential demand, it's weak. It's weak. So I'm waiting to see how today will close. Is the 4 hour going to push out, or is it just going to start breaking this low? Then maybe if we break the low another time, that could be kind of like confirmation for a bearish internal trend. That's what I mean with like wait for double breaks. So maybe just wait for this low to go and then for a second time, like this would be low break number 1, this would be low break number 2, and then look for those shorts. That's the only setup that I would be interested. For now, still longs on AUD USD is my opinion. Okay, guys. So let's see. What can we do on the poll side? Oh yeah. Can you send out a poll for what pair we should do next? Maybe one of the guys can do it who's on the YouTube. I'm not on my own account, to be very honest. Let's have a look at, okay guys, what pair should we just analyze? Just let me know what pair to analyze. What pair should we analyze? I'm going to give you guys the opportunity to answer that. Thanks, Hugo. Appreciate that, man. Much love, much love. So how many viewers, guys, do we have? We have 297. Would be great if we can get 300 viewers on. Guys, if you're watching, make sure to leave a like. Would mean the world. We only have 86 likes at the moment. Would mean a lot if we can get some likes in. Let's have a look. What are we looking for, guys? I see a lot of gold. I see entity USD. Okay, let's just run through them all. Let's do some USD Swiss shorts, and we're gonna do gold. But you can vote for the poll, guys. You can vote for the poll. I'll give the poll just a minute, and we're just gonna start with USD Swiss because I saw an interesting setup actually on USD Swiss this morning. Look, so USD Swiss overall, and I've covered it already actually at last week. Overall, it's bearish, right? We can see very strong impulse, now big correction. So overall, it is bearish. Common sense would be looking for shorts. There's only one thing different, and that's the fact that this pair is ranging. So this is one tool. I'm going to share the secret sauce with you guys that I love using. It's called the range trading tool. What you do, and we'll just make the lines a little bit thicker. What you do is you go into Fibonacci, you use the 0, you use the 0.75, 0.25, and the 1. And what you're going to get is this range trading tool. So what you want to look at is selling from the 75% mark I'm buying at the 25% mark, and look at the win ratio on that. It is crazy. So therefore, I'm looking for NZD or for USD Swiss shorts, but at the same time, like obviously we broke structure here, but at the same time you just need to use common sense and understand that USD Swiss it is consolidating. Yeah, I mean, therefore I would just stay out of USD Swiss at the moment. Not worth trading this on a live account, in my opinion. Just my 2 cents. We haven't yet done GPUSD. So USD or GPUSD, obviously one of my main pairs as well. I can see that there's a lot of votes on the poll. Gold is first, so we'll do gold and then we'll go into GPUSD. So amazing, guys. We have 300 viewers. Would mean the world again if you can just leave a like. It's such a small thing to do, but it just means the world to me. So obviously very nice this morning, and we drew it out pretty much. I shared it on the Instagram. If you don't follow us there, make sure to look us up on Instagram. It's TTA Capital on Instagram. So Master Gamer, I'm doing gold, man. Guys, if you spam, I'm just gonna kick you. It's like just disrespect. So looking at gold over here, what we can see, and we shared this again, we shared this on Instagram. What you can see is very clear, and we'll just start on the daily time frame first, right? Okay, the daily is bullish. Like there's no use even in analyzing this thing, in the sense that everybody can see it's bullish, right? Here we have a break of structure up, here we have a break of structure up, here we have a break of structure up, right? So push up, pull back, push up, pull back, push up. So we haven't really seen a pullback as of yet, but that is logic because there's so much going on in the world at the moment. We have, of course, obviously the situation in Eastern Europe / between Russia and Ukraine. Then we have the situation which is going on now in Lebanon with Israel and Palestine. So, I mean, there's so much going on which is uncertain in the world, and we have the elections coming up. It's actually a mad year. It's absolutely crazy, and this is causing gold to rise, right? Because gold goes up in uncertain times, so that's causing gold obviously to push up higher. Now, do you want to be selling gold when people are talking? Obviously, I have no opinion at all on this, but when people are talking about like World War III and stuff, do you want to be selling gold? No, in my opinion, not. So looking here at the daily time frame, you can clearly see that we're bullish. Like 2 bearish candles doesn't make gold suddenly bearish. What I like to use is I like to use the 50% body candle indicator, this one over here. And what you can then do is you can look for imbalances within the market. And I just look here at the daily, I see an imbalance, and to me this is an area of demand. So what I'm looking at is potential further upside from this area of demand up, or from this other one just a little bit lower over here, so inside this zone. So these 2 imbalances, okay? So these are kind of like the 2 levels that I'm looking for new longs, from. Then I go in towards the 4-hour time frame. So what I identify on the 4-hour time frame is that this morning / yesterday, what happened? Again, what do we have? We have an overextend move up, then again that ascending correction. So ascending corrective price action in towards the highs. Then what did we see? We saw the 4-hour time frame here break the fractal low. We had an area of supply over here. So again, I got a lot of hate for this indicator somehow on a short that I posted, but here you have the 50% body candle indicator. You can see you have a big push away from the 2 last candles. Just draw the zone from wick to wick, and then what you saw is that the market came back in and it pushed back down again, and now it's reaching this level over here. And again, imbalance candle from where we saw a big push up. Therefore, I'm now interested in looking for a potential buy on gold from this area, as this 4-hour area of demand is also stacked with a daily imbalance, as you can see. So you see that they perfectly align like this. So we have both 4-hour and daily, and therefore I'm interested in looking for a buy on gold. Now, how do I identify the buy? I go in towards the 15-minute time frame. What do I see on the 15-minute time frame? I see that we have a bearish trend on the 15. So very simply said, again, what do we get? We get the push down, we get the pullback, we get the push down, pullback, push down. Now, after breaking structure, what do you expect, guys? After breaking structure, what do you expect? You expect a pullback in towards the highs. When do you expect a pullback? 2 ways to expect a pullback. 1, you look at a higher time frame area of demand. Well, we have that 4-hour and that daily demand zone, which I just mentioned. Number 2 is that we look at a so-called change of character. So what I do now is I look here at the 15-minute time frame, and I'm looking for the change of character to push price back up. So what I'm now looking for is this push down, push, 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 like this. So I want to break this low over here, confirming that this is a strong high over here, or this high over here. And then I look to see a market structure shift, and then I will look for a gold long, okay? So not yet buying gold, waiting for that, and I hope that answers all of your questions, guys. That's what I'm waiting for at the moment. Waiting for one more low break, and then look for the market structure shift to go long on gold. Chris is asking, I'm a little confused and have to ask the new questions. What's the difference in setups when you choose to enter from a demand supply zone instead of entering from a fractal break? There's no difference, because in both differences you're always trading from demand and supply, or from order flow, or from fair value gaps. You're always trading from there. But what a lot of people do not understand, guys, and this is again for everybody watching this stream, and what they don't teach you, every single guy on YouTube doesn't teach you this, is that they don't wait for confirmation. What the average guy is just telling you, and what they explain, this is that was the advertisement of YouTube for the background music. But what they don't teach you, guys, is, look, what they teach you is this. You see this, 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 and then this, and then this. They teach you, okay, this is a trend, and then what do? They get out the Fibonacci tool, right? Then they join a fib, and then they say, okay, this is the golden strategy. Here we have the golden blah, blah, blah. Here we have an area of demand that took out this structural level. So this is your demand zone. Here we have 618. So go long. What you should do is you should set your limit on here, and then you should put your stop loss below the demand zone or below the 1 fib, and then target the -27 or a new higher high. This is what the average guy is telling you. But what they don't teach you in trading is that the market never moves like this, right? The market will never move this perfectly. But what you should understand is that how the market actually moves is more like this. So it will move like this, with like a mini trend, then again a mini trend down, and then a mini trend up, and then a mini trend down, and then like, it's not the best drawing, but you guys, I think, understand what I mean. Like, it's gonna do all this crazy stuff. So again, what they're gonna be teaching you is it's just not real. So what you need to look for is how the market reacts to every single area of supply and demand. So when you come into an area of demand, what you need to look for and what you need to understand is that, look, for example, now you get the push up, you get the pullback, but what happens if the trend just continues down lower and I just never react to that demand zone? Because that's what you've all experienced. I'm 100% sure you've all seen this happen. Price doesn't even react to my demand zone. Like how is that possible? Like, you have a demand zone or a supply zone even, and it just doesn't react. Like, for example, if we just turn off the 50% body candle indicator, go in towards the 1 hour or the 4 hour, and you look here at gold, and what you then, for example, identify is, okay, let's say, let's look for an area of demand. Let's say this is your demand zone. What's a good one? Let's look for a good, clean example. Let's go into Euro USD. And let's look at the 1 hour time frame, because Euro USD is just my favorite. What a lot of people will look at is, for example, here, they'll say, this is my supply zone over here, and they'll push it to the right. And then what they'll just do is they'll just limit it over here, put a limit, put stops above the highs, and then they target a new lower low, and then they say, okay, this is the trade that I'm taking. But what you need to understand is that overall the market was just up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, coming into your area of supply in an overall uptrend. So what you need to wait for is for the market structure to shift. So for example, to break this low, to confirm that this is a valid area of supply, and then you, for example, get into a potential sell, okay? So that's just the big difference that you need to understand as a trader. You need to understand that you need to look for confirmation that an area of supply demand is actually an area of supply demand. Let's see, GP Swiss. Yeah, still slow. Still slow, but it's a nice one, man. To fall. To fly, but fall. On what time frame do you want the strong low? 50-minute is enough? It depends. Like, you want to always trade with as many time frames in accordance. So what I love doing is I love looking at the daily fractal structure, for example. So a good example of that, for example, well, that was a double wording. Last week, for example, we took a long on dollar yen, for example. Okay, now I'm really going to stop saying example. we were looking for a long on dollar yen, guys. So what I looked at on the daily time frame, it's also my Monday. What I looked at on the daily time frame is, first of all, we came from a swing low. So what I understand is that there's a lot of liquidity resting underneath swing lows, right? Liquidity, guys, very basics. If you see a strong reaction away from a low and the low is isolated like this one, it just means that there's a lot of liquidity resting underneath that low, okay? It's just, don't make it more complicated. Don't give it any special term. It's just liquidity resting underneath the low. So then what do I see here on the daily time frame is that fractal structure is bearish. So we came in with a bearish fractal structure. Then what happens? Bullish fractal structure at this point in time. So at this point in time, I'm looking for still what? Further upside. So after this daily fractal break, I know that the daily is bullish. Then I go in towards the 4-hour time frame. What do I identify over there? I identify that the 4-hour came in towards the downside and shifted fractal bullish as well. So now what I have over here, for example, is an area of demand. This was my fractal high. This was my fractal low. Therefore, I'm interested in buying once we come in towards, for example, this demand zone. Then again, here I have a fractal break. What is my fractal high? This is my fractal high. This is my fractal low. So let's just press replay. Well, like this. So like this. I understand that there's, for example, liquidity resting underneath this low. We grab that liquidity and then I go in towards the lower time frame. I see the 15-minute time frame. What do I see on the 15-minute time frame? I see, and this is what everybody or the average trader will then do, is that they'll say, here we have 50-minute is bullish. So this is my bullish low. This is my bullish high. And then I want to long from this demand zone. It's not a bad thing. You can do that. But then when they break this low, they say, aha, it's now bearish. So I want to short from this. I want to short in towards the downside. I want to short from this supply zone. But that is stupid, guys, because you're looking for longs. If you go in towards the 4-hour time frame, which is always going to be stronger, you see 4-hour fractal is bull, and that the daily fractal is also bull that I just showed you at the beginning. Therefore, and this is the long that I took, and I explained it on the Friday stream, this was the long to take in towards the upside, and you just buy it. Trading is easy, it's not hard, but you just need to do the same thing over and over again. This is the biggest problem that everybody's facing in trading, is that they don't use the same mechanical blueprint every single time again. And that is what you need to do, and what we teach within the Trading Academy. We teach it for free every single day. So just leave your guru, your stupid group, whatever. Just trade the strategy that I give you. And that is how it can be easy. With all respect, of course, to everyone. Some questions, guys. What are the questions? GPUSD, guys. GPUSD is consolidating. Let's just go into the current price action. GPUSD is consolidating. I explained it this morning. It was bullish. Obviously, we were looking for longs all last week. We can very clearly see it's been pushing up higher and higher. Grab liquidity above this high. Since then, I was still trying to long it, but yeah, I mean, if you go into the 1-hour time frame, it will become a little bit more clear. You see, we have kind of like this, what they call a pennant forming. So we have equal lows, but we also have equal highs. So it's going to nuke someone, and I don't want to be either one of them. That's all I can say. I hope that clears it up for you. So therefore, no trade yet on GPUSD. Yeah, Euro AUD is moving like a madman. It's like a madman. Euro AUD is bearish, man. I wouldn't be longing this just yet. The problem with Euro AUD is that, look, so the thing with Euro AUD, guys, what I'm looking at is just keep it very simple. This is an impulse up. Now, we're getting a deep correction. There's a lot of bearish momentum. Push down, pull back, push down. Now what I'm waiting for is just daily fractal break. That's what I'll wait for on your AUD. If we break the fractal high on the daily, then we look for longs again. Let's just wait for that. Quick look on gold in the meantime. Yeah, so waiting for gold to take out the low, and then I'll look for a long, guys. Can you do a short breakdown of how you look at fractal structure and how to better identify the fractal lows and high breaks? I did a video on that. Join Discord. It's episode, what is it? It's episode 5 inside Discord. So join there, and you'll find the video explaining it all. Episode 5. EU just keeps dropping. Yeah, I mean, it's dropping hard. But I mean, as long as the lows over here hold, we should still move up higher. It's just pushing back into demand. So now let's see. Again, this is a problem a lot of people are making. Now they just put a limit on top of the demand zone, stops below the lows, and they just target a new higher high, and then just please move up higher, reverse. No, that's not what we do. What we wait for is confirmation, so we trade with a peace of mind. So now what I would be looking at is, can we get a market structure shift inside that demand zone, and then look for a long, because otherwise you set the limit and you just get nuked. So waiting for that to happen. USD CAD, that's a good one. USD CAD. USD CAD. Yeah, USD CAD was USD CAD is obviously still it's still bearish. I mean, just keep it nice and simple again. Bull, bear, boom, boom, boom. Go into the daily and you have, or we are inside a current imbalance. Then go into the 4-hour time frame. What do we see over there? We see that we have again an area of supply over here, so it's good to look for a sell. Now again, I got a lot of DMs, yes, from, what is it, last week, end of last week. Fabio, I'm stuck in a short. Fabio, I'm stuck in a short on USD CAD. I was like, guys, wait for the confirmation, you know, because we come in towards the supply zone. But what do we see? We don't see any bearish confirmation. We just push, 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 push. So what I'm waiting for is then to validate that supply zone, that it's actually going to push price down lower. So what you see, it's just like push up, consolidates, but it's more like an uptrend, pushes back up from the demand zone in towards the highs. So now what I'm waiting for is market structure shift. Look at the 1-hour time frame. It's not ready for a short yet. What I want, because this is now the liquidity high that got swiped. So now what you're waiting for is to see, can we get a valid break and then get like a double break in towards the downside to confirm the bearish trend. That is what I'm waiting for in USD CAD. Otherwise, no shorts for myself. Can you explain the difference between structure and order flow as simply as possible? What would you say? Structure and order flow, guys, are the exact same thing. When you look at structure, you look at an uptrend like this, and you just understand that this is an uptrend. Order flow is just taking the entire sell before the buy, like this. And that is then your demand zone. So again, what does the average person tell you? You have to look and identify the fair value gap over here, and then go into the 1 minute, and then go into this, and then they use all these crazy names. I just say, just take the entire sell before the buy. Understand that the entire thing can work as an area of demand or as an area of supply. Fair value gaps, support and resistance, supply and demand, it all works. But we look at how the market reacts to certain levels. What's far more important is how we react, not if we react, but it's how we react. So take that into consideration, and then your life will change. Watch all the videos, and again, your life will change. It's also the reason why last week Rutger and I, we made like over just literally, how many trades did we take, Rutger? I'm not sure if you're in here, but we took, I think it was 4 trades, and they were all winners. Maybe some of the TTA family members can confirm. Last week, I did a breakdown on them on Friday. I had like an NZD USD buy. That was a crazy one. That's, I think, a good example for everyone to understand. NZD USD was a good one. Because NZD USD, guys, this was the buy we took. Like, I can get the proof if you guys want. Here, look at this one. This was last week on Friday here. My entry is 0.63162. So it was here, as you can see, 0.63150. So it's like 1 pip difference. With the TP, 0.63547. As you can see here, 0.63558. So pretty much that exact setup was taken here. And the best thing about that all was, what was that? Was this. That we shared it. That we shared it, guys, before. So again, there's nobody who does it like we do. Because USD, a big issue was a lot of people were looking for shorts. Like daily time frame. Obviously, we're in supply. A lot of people looking for a sell. But if you understand the whole market is still bull, you understand the whole market is still bull in towards the upside. Why would we sell from here? It doesn't make sense. Go in towards the 1 hour time frame, then again sell from here. Again, this is what the average trader does, guys, and I'm just helping you all out because this is what you need to understand. They sell from here, again they sell on the bearish candle, which I understand it's tempting to do with stop loss above the high, but what you need to understand is that there's no liquidity in that push down. We just push above the highs of where the stop losses lie, and we trade with the overall momentum. Because the daily, again, what was the daily? The daily was just following order flow. The daily was the most beautiful I've ever seen on USD, in the sense that it just pushed up and up and up and up, pulled back, pushed up, then pulled back exactly into that demand zone, and then just pushed up again. So we're just following the daily. How many pairs are you trading? I just only trade the dollar pairs and sometimes the yen pairs. So yeah, that's that, guys. So guys, I don't see any live setups at the moment that I want to take with full conviction. I'm not ready yet to take gold. Euro USD and Euro USD, look, now it's reacting, but it can still just fake. So don't long yet. Wait for the confirmation. We'll do GP Swiss, and can you estimate your win rate? My win rate is around 60 to 70%. Yeah, still slow for now. Waiting for New York Open. Euro NZD is still bearish. Still bearish. Not looking for longs yet, personally. I would only wait for the flip of the daily for now. Just too bearish for my liking. USD CAD is moving. Yeah, selling off. Nice one. And what else? How do you figure out swing structure? I'm having a hard time. Join Discord and I'll help you there. How to stop or control overtrade from beginning traders? Only trade 1 or 2 pairs. How can I join the Discord group? It's pinned in the chat of this YouTube video. Alright, guys. I guess that's pretty much it for now. What I'll do is in around 15 minutes, I'm going to go live inside Discord. So I want to see you guys all there. Make sure to join Discord. The link to the Discord server has just been shared here in the chat. We're going to go into Discord and we're going to go live over there. We're going to play some live poker whilst we wait for the setups to show up. So make sure to be there. I'm going to be active there, Rutger, I think, as well. And yeah, we'll just see you there. And we're just going to take over the trades that we're doing here, and we're just going to bring them over there so that we can also chat together, because here I'm just obviously talking to a screen and to a chat, and the chat is lagging 20 seconds behind on what I'm saying here. So I'll see you guys there, and let's continue over there, yeah? So that's it for today, guys. Thanks all, and see you inside Discord. Thanks, guys. Have an amazing day. We're waiting for gold long still, and yeah, let's have some fun inside Discord, and we'll chat very soon. And leave a like on today's stream. We're gonna go live again Thursday. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like and a comment, and I love